Hi, my name is Ashley Gorman, and I will be talking about producing and project management. I tend to do a whole bunch of different roles. I've done the directing and the assistant directing. The last few films that we've done, I've worked a lot on the producing and project management. That included casting and making sure that what the idea is for the director or who we're casting, scheduling and rehearsals, and any kind of scheduling, whether it's a table read, the rehearsals. So for Deviance, we had an action scene, or a few action scenes where we had to make sure to schedule in rehearsals and finding a gym that we can rehearse so that the actors are safe to fall on the ground and take tumbles and all that. So having to try to find a gym to be able to do that, having to schedule everybody in at the same time so that the actors fighting with each other would be there to be able to rehearse together, making sure that everybody was around for a table read, making sure that the script was ready for the table read, trying to make sure that all the shots, the shot list was done, the equipment list is done so that we can have it on time, make sure we can rent out all the gear. And because this was an action film, I also had to figure out where's the nearest hospital in case somebody does get hurt, who we have to have on scene. So do we need a makeup artist? Do we need PAs? Do we need a first responder? Because it's an action film that we're doing a lot of throwing around. Getting stuff ready like food, figuring out what we're going to do for food, figuring out if anybody has any dietary restrictions, making a list for that. So honestly, this is going to be your best friend if you're doing any kind of producing or project management, because you need to take notes on everything, making sure you have all the actors' information from emails to phone numbers, making sure that everybody knows where to meet, scheduling rides. So there's a lot of things that kind of go into producing something, making sure you find a location, or all the project management on the day of, making sure that you're on time for everything, making sure that you have a schedule for when you're filming which scene. Sometimes it does mean getting on people's nerves because you have to constantly be on people, and to me that's one of the harder things. When we get on the scene and actually start shooting the day of the shoot, we tend to, it ends up being pretty chaotic, and at that point I get to hand over most of everything that I've done to the director. For myself, on most of the shoot days when I'm not directing, I'll usually help out as either project management or assistant director. And when I'm doing that, I'm basically kind of taking a step back and allowing the director to direct, but I also get to see more so the logistics of it, of what's happening all around. And I get to be able to pinpoint stuff that might not necessarily get caught the first time around. So if there's anything in the background that when the director's directing all the actors and how to go about it, I'm thinking, okay, what is the camera seeing? Is there anything, like is there water bottle laying around? I've gone over the shot list, so is there anything that we're missing from that perspective? There's a few different things that a lot of the times I'm running around trying to make sure that the next people are ready for makeup, or that the food's starting to get ready, anything to kind of keep everything flowing so that when we are on a time schedule that we're not spending time wasted. And what I really like about producing and the project management side is I really get to see the story unfold. I get to really go from the very basic start to be able to put everything in motion, putting everything together. And I find it's rewarding even throughout, not just seeing the end product at the end going, wow, I helped make this happen, but also when I'm seeing the actors rehearsing and doing all that, I get to start to see it all come together and I'm starting to see the story unfold. And it has a story on its own without even, not the story or the plot of the short film that we're filming, but the story of creating the short film, like just beginning in the rehearsal and seeing the actors laughing and kind of getting into character and starting to get a feel for who that character is, and really being able to play around with that, to getting on scene, to to actually, once they have the costumes on, to really becoming that character and being able to see that process, that if I was, let's say, the DOP or anything like that, or doing sound, I wouldn't necessarily get to see that whole process unfold, which I really enjoy.